Okay, so I think it's pretty safe to say that our people over there at Paradise Island have not just been sitting on their asses for the past 4 years. I mean, dude, did you see what they did in this chapter? They're like, all right, after that 1 year time skip at the end of the last arc, they're like, all right, we found the ocean. Eventually, we're going to take our fight to Marley itself. So, what we need to do is we need to make sure our weapons, our training, our strategy, all that shit has to be on point. Not only to take out their Titans, but to take out their soldiers as well. As we saw in this chapter when they were taking out people left and right. I mean, seriously, the Marlesian army had no answer for their tactics in this chapter, which kind of caught me off guard because it was implied in the like the chapter before this, or even the chapter before that, I think, that the Tiber family and the Marlesian army had worked together. Like they knew the attack was coming, so they had a strategy built up for it, so that the Marlesian army could take the victory. Even if the Tiber family's Warhammer Titan was the one actually beat Eren in the long run, they plan on building a morale for the Malaysian soldiers by basically saying that, all right, we don't need actual Titans anymore, we can do it ourselves. But that doesn't make any sense if they were on the run for this entire chapter. I mean, I guess you could say that maybe they were just only expecting Eren to show up and they weren't expecting the Paris Island soldiers. So when they showed up, their plan kind of went out the window. But still, it kind of caught me off guard. But yeah, anyway, pretty much the entire chapter, the Paris Island soldiers had the Marluxia soldiers on the run. You saw a point where like the Marluxia soldiers were coming in with like trucks full of people, and they just got blown up right away. Speaking of which, we got to see awesome moment with Sasha. Sasha sniped two people, like just straight out, took them out, not even using a bow and arrow, just using a straight up sniper. And actually, speaking of Sasha, we got to see Sasha, Jean, Connie. We got to see pretty much everyone from Eren's main team, except for two people who I'm going to talk about later at the end of the video, because I think I have a theory for at least one of them. But yeah, pretty much we got to see all of them. We got to see him taking people on a run. We saw them. We saw Jean was in command. He was pretty much leading the entire fight, and pretty much the Marlesians were on a run. Like no one knew what to do. We check in with Colt and Gabby for a second. They're trying to get help for their friend who was clearly already dead. The doctor even said, hey, listen, the guy's dead already. I can't help him. I got other people to worry about. So they lay him out on the ground. They're like having a little, like saying a few little words about him. And then Colt turns to Gabby and he's like, all right, you stay here with these people. I'm going to go back and find Falco. Which, by the way, we still have no answer what happened to Falco and Reiner in this chapter. Still no answer what happened to them. Hopefully we find out within the next few chapters. But yeah, Colt's like, all right, you stay here. I'm going to go find Falco. And then Gabby starts talking, like, she gets pissed off because her friends are dying in front of her. People are dying in front of her. She's like, what the fuck's going on? This isn't right. So she runs off and she's basically just ready to, like, fight for the Malaysians for, like, basically go out there and be a soldier. And once he catches up with some soldiers, which are the two soldiers that Sasha ends up sniping, she's like, all right, fuck. They're not doing anything. So she picks up their guns and she starts running towards the battlefield. So, like, she's heading straight for Eren. Like, at the end of the chapter, she literally says, I'm going to kill Eren Yeager. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have with her in this chapter. Speaking of Eren, we check in with him and Mikasa for a little bit. Mikasa's like, she's reprimanded Eren. She's like, she's not holding anything back. She's like, Eren, do you see what you did? You killed innocent people. You killed children. There's no coming back from this. You are irredeemable at this point. And Eren doesn't regard her in that. He doesn't even talk about it for a second. He's like, hey, the Warhammer Titan skin back up. Which Mikasa's a little confused by because she actually did destroy the nape of the neck. She destroyed the head completely. And it's just reforming. And that's when Eren comes like, all right. I think I know what's going on. I need you to draw his attention while I attack it from behind. If it all goes to plan, I'm gonna eat the Titan, or I'm gonna be able to eat the Titan Shifter and take over their powers. And so Mikasa does. She draws his attention. She's fighting it. The Warhammer Titans focus on her, and we see Eren go to a hole in the ground and dig out the crystal that has the Warhammer Titans like Titan Shifter inside of it. Which is like, all right, this is new. This is not something we've ever seen from a Titan Shifter before. Usually they have to be in the nape and neck. We saw that for pretty much every other Titan Shifter beforehand. But now all of a sudden that this Titan Shifter is special, that she can actually be outside of the Titan's body. She was only connected by a few like strands of string connected to the Titan's foot. And as soon as Eren got rid of that, the Titan stopped moving. And he was actually about to eat it. He was actually about to win the fight right there. And that's when the Draw Titan tries to come in and like, dude, he tries to come in and be such a badass and he just fails ultimately. Like he just fails horribly. Like seriously, he comes in, he attacks Eren from behind, does nothing, sees Levy, he's like, fuck, no, I know about you. Gets the fuck out of there, runs into some other soldiers. The Levy and the soldiers have him on the run. He gets saved by the Card Titan and it's like, fuck. Like he literally tries his best to be a badass and save the day and he just gets his ass kicked. He's like literally just gets thrown away left and right. Then the Beast Titan shows up and he's like, all right, what's going on? I'm here now. Which, by the way, where the fuck has he been? We knew what happened to the Card Titan and the Jaw Titan. They got trapped in a hole. Where's he been? We saw him get led away by a soldier, but nothing else happened. Like, where has he been this entire fight? Has he just been sitting back this whole time? Like, what happened to him? But yeah, he shows up, and that's pretty much when the Paris Island soldiers go on a run. Like, they were winning, and then the tables got turned on them at the end of the chapter because Aaron got taken out. A lot of the soldiers got taken out by the Cartines, the mounted guns. The Beast Titan showed up, so it's pretty much over for them at this point. Now, that being said, one of the two soldiers I mentioned earlier that we didn't see from Aaron's team is Armin. We did not see Armin show up in the chapter, and we know Armin has been training. We know Armin has to have been training to use his colossal Titan powers at this point. So my expectations are that he's going to show up, and he's going to even the playing field. He's going to show up, and he's going to take out some of the people. Probably take out the Jaw Titan and Cartine. Probably help Aaron out of his trap with the Warhammer Titan. And then he's probably going to take on the Beast Titan by himself, probably with the help of Levy, because Levy actually is capable of taking on the Beast Titan if he has a chance. So yeah, I fully suspect that Armin's going to show up in the next chapter and, even the playing field for our guys over to Paris Island. Now, the other member of the team that we don't see is Hanji, and I actually have no idea what's going on with her. If I remember correctly, at the end of the last arc, she took over a position as, like, the head of the military. So she's probably still back on Paris Island, coming up with the next strategy, next plan for attack after this one. But, yeah, that's pretty much all that happens in the chapter. I can't wait to see what happens in the next chapter. Like I said, I'm predicting that Armin's going to come in and even the playing field. But we'll have to wait until next month, or at least until when the next chapter gets released to find out. But yeah, that's it for the review. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop me a like. Subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Comment down below your thoughts and theories for the chapter. And catch you guys later. Peace.